Yeah. All I need is my team. Couple bitches in a pocket full of cream. That's right. A new addition when I pop up on the scene. That's right. I take it back, cause that shit ain't what it seems now. All I need is a fan that's loyal. My baby girl and someone that I can spoil. Yeah. It's your boy Gully. You are now in tune to Room 1231, and it's been a minute, but we are back with another season. And I'm sorry for the long wait I've been gone, but I've been taking care of myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, been in the gym. I don't know if you guys can tell. Been getting it in. But nonetheless, I'm glad to be back. And what kind of sparked this, and I've been really trying to get back into the business for a minute, but what kind of sparked it for me this time was my cousin. Shout out to my cousin Lamel. He sent me a clip in my inbox about an individual woman who was speaking about men and being natural leaders or not being natural leaders. And her take on it was they only protect the people they care about. And I was in his inbox telling him, like, yo, she's crazy. Like, people are going to protect their loved ones. They're not just going to randomly protect strangers. Like, most people aren't going to do that. Animals don't even do that type of shit. Like, look at the lions. They're going to protect their pride. You know what I mean? They're going to protect their group. They're not going to protect the whole fucking lion family. It's just not realistic. No animal really does that. Now, do you have animals that go out there and protect other creatures? You do, but it's fewer in between. Like, no one's just mass protecting everybody. But I say that to say that the internet is a kind of like a damaging thing now, man. And I really don't want to focus on her so much. I want to really focus on social media and like how people are using social media to project their own internal issues. You know what I mean? So, for example, that woman, she went out there and said, oh, men this, men that, and women are the real protectors. And that's just her opinion. There's nothing wrong with her opinion. You know what I mean? But when you speak on an opinion as if it's fact, I think that's when it becomes a little bit troubling. And what social media has allowed is every little individual to come on there, including myself, to speak about their opinions as if it's fact without actually knowing the facts, you know? And it sounds like, damn, she's a damaged individual who may have been let down maybe by her father, maybe by a partner where she felt vulnerable and not protected. And now she wants to go on the internet and say, hey, men aren't protectors. Females are the protectors. And I'm not saying females don't protect. Women protect a lot. But it just depends on that woman and it depends on that man. But naturally, I do think for the most part, men do protect women. It's just that they're not going to protect strangers. And that's just what it is. Most people aren't protecting strangers. Most animals aren't protecting other animals. It's just they're going to protect their family. Like, we go off with the tribe, and our tribe is our family. That's the pride. That's the group that we're with. So, you know, she's not wrong, but she's not right. But she is projecting. With social media, you have a lot of that projecting. And what it does is just, it's like a fucking cult nowadays where individuals who are all hurt or feel certain ways or racist or whatever the case may be, they just get on the internet and they just spew bullshit. Most of the time, there's no real facts. And if it is, it's a little bit of facts with a lot of propaganda, a lot of stereotypes, a lot of emotional trauma. It's just all a melting pot of fuckery. And it just co-signs the behavior. So people just get on there and they just co-sign and look for the things that fits their ideology, you know what I mean? And that goes from relationships, you know, that goes for fucking racism, you know? Right now in the climate that we live in, you know, there's a lot of racism going on. It's always been going on, but you know, you have individuals who feel emboldened to do racist shit. They justify it by saying, well, black people, they commit 70% of the crimes, they only make up 13% of the population, and whatever their talking points is. But, you know, it's skewed data. You know, skewed data. And then when you call them out on the bullshit, they don't really have an answer for it. You know what I mean? That's the problem with social media. It's a lot of lame motherfuckers out there spewing ignorance, emotionally damaged shit out there. And they're spewing it as if it's fact. I think a lot of you individuals out there need to seek a therapist. You know what I'm saying? Seek some type of help. Seek some type of internal understanding because y'all got some issues, man.
And I'm not saying I'm issue free. I obviously had some issues. I was on the cup drinking alcohol 247, at least with the podcast. And outside the podcast, I was drinking. I took some time to get my shit together, man. I don't drink alcohol. You know what I mean? I don't got all the answers. I don't know everything, but I do know and understand people very well. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a life coach, but I do understand people very well. Shout outs to Robert Greene. He has a book called The Laws of Human Nature. I think everybody should read that book. It's very good. And it kind of gives you an idea of the human psyche and how people go about thinking about things. But I didn't really get it from that. It's just a good book, so you should check it out. But just me physically observing people, just looking at people and the things they do and the things they say, I pay attention to it very much so in detail. And a lot of people are just fucked up. You know, a lot of people are emotionally damaged, traumatized people. And instead of seeking the help that's necessary to grow and taking the time to understand themselves, they rather go out there and spew their feelings all over the internet, but then package it as if it's a factual thing. And you get these cult-like societies. You know, right now you have a lot of black people that are delineating, black Americans that are delineating for other ethnic groups. And, you know, people are reclassifying themselves as black American to like foundational black American. And me personally, I agree with the foundational black American. To me, it just makes sense. You know, like if you were here from the foundation, then we are foundational black Americans. You know, it just fits for me. But for other people, it don't. Some people say Salon. Some people just stick with African American, whatever the case may be. But then you have some lame ass people that identify with this ethnic group, but they use it as a way to disrespect others, you know? And now, granted, if someone's disrespecting you, then they deserve to be disrespected. And I do think that people do come here thinking they can disrespect, and we're not going for that. However, you do have a bunch of lame ass niggas that's just out there saying things because they're lames. You know what I mean? Like, they not cool. So if they can get up one off, it makes them feel good just to disrespect other people. You know what I mean? Just for the sake of, it makes them feel empowered to finally have something above somebody else. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I was here first. We was here first, and you just came here, and you're a tether, and you're blah 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 blah. Not saying some people aren't those, but you know, some people just feel emboldened and feel empowered now, like the white supremacist people feel empowered now that Trump's in there to try to act brave. Some people feel empowered now to disrespect others just cause. If they don't go with the way you think, oh, you're a fucking tether. Oh, you ain't from here. That's not the fact for everybody, man. And some of you niggas is just lames, and that's just what y'all are. Y'all lames and y'all cowards, and now you finally feel emboldened to disrespect people. Now, again, it works the same way on the other side. There's a lot of lames that come here and they have a sense of pride and disrespect other people. And again, niggas ain't going for that. But again, going back to social media, this is the breeding ground for these things. Now, it's already hidden in here, and it's already in here, but it's the breeding ground for those things. So when you look at how people go on the internet and they want to give relationship advice, and you got people that really, really, truly hate the other gender, like that's the crazy thing. You got people that truly hate the other gender, and you know they truly hate the other gender based on the things you see them say. Some people are so fucking hurt, I swear to goodness, like no matter what you do as a male or female, they hate it. They hate every aspect of it. Every fucking aspect of it. And it's really sad and it's really sick because this type of shit is being shared all over. All over. So you have people say, oh man, black men ain't this, or black women ain't this, or American women ain't this, or American men, I gotta go somewhere else. I gotta go get somewhere else. You know what I mean? This, that, you know? Okay. I mean, do you? I'm not mad at none of it, but have you looked in the mirror? Maybe it's not an ethnic group. Maybe it's not a gender. Maybe it's you. Maybe you're part of the problem. Maybe you're the reason why you're not being chosen. I just seen someone put something on the internet saying men really do hate women. Okay. Do they really hate women? Or do they not want you? Maybe you're not desirable to that person. Everybody that you meet is not going to want to date you. And you have to be willing to accept that as just what it is. You know, some people are liars. Some people are manipulators. Some people are users. But maybe you just don't meet the requirements of what they look for as a partner. Maybe you're not physically attractive. Maybe you're not intellectual. Maybe you're not financially stable. Maybe you're not, sexually there for that person. Maybe you're just boring. That doesn't mean that every man hate a woman. That doesn't mean every woman hate the man. Maybe you got to look yourself in the mirror and do a little bit of work, or just find people that like you for what you got to offer. Someone may like you even if you smoke, drink, you know what I'm saying? Someone may like you if you're promiscuous, but because you're hurt and you're not being accepted, you go out there and you say, well, men don't like this or women don't like that. That's crazy. That's crazy. And the internet has allowed people to express themselves, which is a good thing, but there needs to probably be a little bit of cap on that because it's a little bit out of pocket these days. And that's kind of the reason why I kind of disengage from social media. I just get tired of it, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I get tired of it. That's why I don't even be inspired to do podcasts. I just get tired of it. Half of the time I don't know what I want to talk about. When I talk about it, I'm like, I just get tired of it. I get tired of like watching sports events and seeing the commentators, you know what I mean? I know these people get paid to do some of these things, but I just get tired of it, being so certain and having such an opinion about things that you've never done and you can never do. And that's all you see on the internet. People talking about shit they have never achieved and never will achieve, that they don't even got the drive, ambition, or the talent to do. But you got everything to say. Everything. People that have never accomplished a fucking thing in their life, experts of nothing, no degrees, no education, no research, no nothing, but you talking as if you're on the expert level. I'm baffled by this shit. I'll be baffled by this shit, and people just fall in line and go along with it because it meets their narrative, fits how they think, their ideology, and it's like the blind leading the fucking blind. And again, I'm not the smartest person on the planet. I'm not the most educated person on the planet, but I am a little bit open to things, and I'm willing to learn and I'm willing to grow. But again, the internet became a breeding ground for lame ass motherfuckers. It became a lane for people like DJ Academics, who at one point in time I like some of the stuff he doing. I got no hate for the brother, but he's a lame ass nigga. It emboldened a coward. You know what I'm saying? But it's made people wealthy. So it's a double-edged sword, right? Like there's some positive things about it, but there's some negative things about it as well. I'm the only speaking on the negative today. Maybe because I'm a negative person sometimes. but I just sit back and I look at these people and I'm like, wow, y'all goofy as hell for real to me. Y'all goofy as hell. Y'all need to take some time and love yourselves. Y'all need to take some time and understand yourselves. Y'all need to do something. But going on the internet spewing hatred or going on the internet and speaking on things that you have no idea is beyond me. I was watching Jim Jones, Fabulous, Mano, Davies. I was watching them on podcasts and they was talking about Juneteenth. Niggas didn't seem like they had a fucking clue about Juneteenth. They know a little bit about it, but it was like, should we be really celebrating this? But the niggas didn't really know nothing about it. If you don't really know nothing besides the tad bit, get somebody on that bitch that knows something, because y'all niggas sound dumb to me. And if you ain't educated enough to speak on something, especially when it pertains to history, then you should probably keep your fucking mouth closed. In my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no personal beef with them. I don't know them niggas. They highly successful in the lanes that they chose, and shout outs to them. I'm not even saying all of them. I'm just talking about some of the comments I heard. I'm like, God damn, like y'all that dumb? Not all of them, but damn. I know it's entertainment, right? And I know it's your opinion, but if you're going to give an opinion, at least have an educated opinion. You feel me? Like you can't talk about things and you don't know nothing about, but you making certain statements. Shut the fuck up. Maybe you need to shut the fuck up, read a book, and listen or something. Because you just talking. Just for the sake of. And we got too much of that shit going on right now. Talking just for the sake of. I'm tired of you niggas. All of you niggas. And I'm not even talking about Davies and fucking Jim Jones and Mano, Fab. I'm not even talking about, I'm just talking in general. I'm tired of all you niggas, man. I'm tired of you niggas talking about what black Americans should be doing. I'm tired of you niggas talking about Tartania. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of you niggas talking about who the Aboriginal was. I'm tired of you niggas talking about fucking relationships. I'm tired of the fucking hatred. I'm tired of the ignorance, man. Y'all niggas need to take some time to look in the fucking mirror, learn out who the fuck you are, and focus on yourself. Because there's so much work that needs to be done on yourself, on ourselves, and you niggas is focused on the wrong thing, man. Put the cell phone down and lock in. And I got to do it for myself, too. Like I said, it's been about 7 months of no liquor. And I got some wine in the fridge that my cousin left in the crib. I ain't touch it. I was tempted, though. I ain't going to lie. I was like, let me get some of that. I was like, no, nigga, you 7 months in, baby. Like, you don't need to do none of that. You know, you don't need to do none of that. So that's how I feel. You niggas need to shut the fuck up, man. Get you some therapists. Get you some help. Not everybody's bad, man. Not everybody's a cheater. Not every man is no good. Not every woman's a hoe, et cetera, et cetera. You know what I mean? Now, depending on where you live at, like I'm here in Atlanta, it is a little sketchy. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I mean? It's a little sketchy, but I've been on dating apps before. So, like, what you get is what you get. You know what I'm saying? Like, were you fishing at, you know what I mean? I'm fishing in the fucking pond. I'm only going to get certain fish in the pond. You know what I mean? Unless someone throwing some other species in there. But naturally, I'm only going to get certain fish. So I can't be mad that I'm getting that fish. That's where I'm fishing at. You feel me? And that applies for everything, man. But you niggas going on the internet and spewing your little emotions out there and trying to state it as fact, that ain't it. That ain't it at all. You know, educate yourself, man. We got enough ignorance and hate going across this world right now. And when you listen to something, you digest something, understand how digestion works, right? Your body gonna take what it needs out of that particular thing that you're eating, and it's gonna dispose the rest as waste. You should be doing that too mentally. Take what's necessary for your journey and dispose the rest. Like I listen to certain niggas. And some of it is pure fuckery. You know what I'm saying? Like I listen to certain podcasts and some of it's pure fuckery, but then there's a little tad bit of, you know, good shit in there, you know, and I take that little bit of good shit. Some of it, you know, if it's too much shit that I disagree with, but eventually I'm going to just toss you to the side because you don't serve a purpose. You know what I mean? You're not fulfilling me. You can only ingest so much fuckery or, you know what I mean? Ingest so much fuckery before it starts altering the way you think and move. And I want to elevate. You know, I want to elevate. I want to influence and impact the world in a positive way. And a lot of my future podcasts is going to be about that, you know, impacting the world in a positive way, dropping facts on people and drop a little bit of knowledge on people and talk about the day-to-days and the political and loving yourself and things of that nature. Because I think we need it. We got enough entertainment, you know. We got enough fuckery. We got enough ignorance. And we got to stop doing that. I'm ready for you niggas to shut the fuck up. Please. I'm ready for it. I'll be so happy when the everyday person stops entertaining and focus on themselves. And let's push self-growth. You know, you can still be fun. You know what I mean? We still got Drewski and everybody else. Like, niggas is hilarious and they good at what they do. But the everyday person, for some reason, is stuck in this entertainment and mode. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know how much people really feel and believe the shit they say, or how much of it's just like, I'm trying to be some clickbait. I'm trying to get the real you in. But we got enough fuckery going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need to push a different message. So that's what I'm going to do, is push my best foot forward to push a different message and educate people based on my perspective. Because again, I'm not a professional. I just interpret the world a certain way, and I'm going to just give it to you how I interpret and see the world. And everything that I say is not going to be 100% factual and spot on, but it's just my interpretation of the world, how I see things and how I analyze things. And, you know, a lot of times I think I'm pretty good at it. You know what I mean? But, you know, you can always call me out if you feel like something is wrong. You can always educate me. I'm always open for that. You know what I'm saying? I want to grow. I want to build. I want to put back in, you know? We take out, I want to put back in. And I'm not really into entertainment. That's kind of why I stopped doing the music thing. Not only did I fall out in love with it, I never liked the aspect and the idea of entertaining others, you know? I'm just naturally, organically being myself. Now, when I was rapping, it was a little bit different because I become Gully Son, you feel me? And I kind of put a little bit of the edginess in and how I felt, and, you know, and some of the things, you know, my aggressions was put into that. But, you know, as Isaac the person, I just want to give you a different aspect of me, you know what I mean, the way I interpret things, and tell you about that. And maybe it can help you, and I'm hoping that it can help you. But again, to double back to what I'm about and what I'm talking about in today's subject is just the fuckery, man. That just needs to stop. And people really need to take time out to figure out why they feel the way they feel, why they say the way they think. Maybe it's just programming. Maybe you've been programmed for them things that you're watching. Maybe you've been programmed from a child. Maybe you've been abused. Maybe you felt neglected. Maybe you felt let down. And instead of you looking at that and say, damn, why do I feel like this? And figuring out how you can address it and how you can approach it, you pick up a mic, you get on the camera, or you get online and you get to typing and you just get to running off at your motherfucking mouth and just sounding dumb as hell to a person that has a little bit of knowledge and a little bit of sense. But unfortunately, we got a lot of dumbass motherfuckers running around this bitch, though, to be honest with you. A lot of dumbass motherfucking people running around this bitch. Ignorant as hell. Don't know up from down, left from right. To just spewing. Just like fucking programmed, just saying the same shit, same talking points. You know what I'm saying? Same statistics. Don't even do their own research. Just saying the same shit over and over and over again. They really believe this shit. Really believe this. And then there's evidence that this shit ain't real. This shit is not accurate, but they still saying it. Like, niggas be out here experts of nothing. Niggas could tell you about how we had the civilization on the moon. Where'd you get it from, my friend? Where'd you get that from? I'm not saying that's not possible. But what I'm saying is, where'd you get that from? How you became the expert of the moon and you're not even an expert in your own fucking life? Tell me. Please, enlighten me. Because you niggas know everything, but you niggas know nothing. Nothing at all. So, I say, I'm happy to be back. Shout out to all the people that keep telling me to do what I do. You know, I'm a little all over the place a little bit, kind of. I'm always down to speak to people and we can have a real good conversation, because doing this shit is cool for me. You feel me? Like, I'm it's cool. This is a little venting session. That's really what it really is, just me be venting and talking about specific things. But I love to have a intellectual conversation with people, and I love to be educated, and I love to educate people. So if you got something that you want to bring to the table and you want to talk to me about, let's chop it up. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck if you way smarter than me. I don't give a fuck if you dumber than me, right? Or ignorant. But I say this, if you want to speak to me, at least have a little bit of idea of what you're talking about. Don't just be saying shit just to say shit, man. Like, ignorance is not bliss. Like, knowledge is power. As much as I would say we need to spread love, we do need to spread love, but I understand why people feel a way about certain things. I feel a way about certain things. You know what I mean? And we ain't got to dive into that on this episode, but I definitely have my viewpoints on society and things that be going on. So I get it, but you'll see me share some shit on the internet, but you won't see me for the most have spewing hate. You know what I mean? You won't see that. Now you might hear me say some shit on a personal level, on how I view things on a one-on-one conversation, but no, I don't spew hate. I don't try to spew ignorance. And if I find out that something I shared was incorrect, I'm gonna remove that. I'm just unshare that shit because come on, we not pushing ignorance. I seen someone on 4th of July said something like, "Oh, black people weren't free. We weren't freed into Juneteenth." That's not true. First off, there were free blacks running around in America during slavery. Juneteenth was people that were enslaved in Texas who didn't get the memo that they were free and they were still being enslaved until they sent the government down there to let them know, listen, you're free. Y'all gonna let these motherfucking people go. They've been free. And even then, we know there were still people that were actually enslaved post that didn't get their freedom till way after that. They were still doing the same thing. They never got that memo. So, people spread shit for propaganda. People spread shit out of ignorance. People spread shit out of hate. People spread shit out of emotional damage, et cetera, et cetera. But knowledge is power. And I'm just ready for this shit to end. I know it's not going to end just off of me wanting it to end, but I ain't ready for this shit to end. I'm ready for you niggas to just shut the fuck up and all this shit to die down, man. Because you guys are not doing anything positive for the community in terms of the shit that you're spewing. You guys are more of a detriment to society, man. It's a cancer, and we don't need no more cancers. You know what I mean? But again, this is your boy Gully. You are now tuned in to Room 1231, and I'm out. You have a blessed day and happy holidays.
Yeah. It's my team. Couple bitches in a pocket full of cream.
That's right.
A new addition when I pop up on the scene. That's right. I take it back, cause that shit ain't what it seems now.
All I need is a fan that's
loyal. My baby girl and someone that I can spoil. That's right. A couple mil to chill and put away, and I'll be on my way. Yes.